Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're talking labels, rejection, and my song, Days of Our Lives. Stick around.
Speed limits couldn't slow us down. Said we lacked all common senses.
Alright guys, so hey listen, 2017 was the year of label pitching for me. So I got with Ocean Recording Studio, Justin Rogers, Jesse Gentry, my man Jonah Clayton on guitar. We put together this album, this review, and then it was not really something that I had intended to do, like pitch into labels and stuff like that, but it just was kind of the next thing. So you record this music, you put it out on Spotify and iTunes and all that, and you get it all on these platforms, YouTube. And then there's this thing of like, so now what do I exactly do with it? And you need to promote it. And so one of the things as an indie artist you may find is that promotion is pretty tough. Got a couple options. You've got one, you can have the spam nation, just spam a bunch of people. Sometimes works okay, sometimes people find that a little sketch. It's kind of a little bit of both. Two, you could hire a team, but if you're an indie artist, you probably are not able to do that. I don't blame you, me neither. Three, word of mouth, which is slow going, but very effective. And then four, you can try to reach out to a record label. 2017 was the year of the record label pitch for me, and one of the things I discovered is that it is a tough industry. Not a lot of people really know where record labels are going to be in like the next 10 years, and it has changed tremendously. But I did get a letter from one that I thought was kind of interesting, and I want to read it to you guys. Let's check it out. They are a legit label, and some people they're out of Nashville, Music Row, and some people I catch on Instagram have their brand on it. So they do some promotional stuff. I want to protect them here, but this is interesting. It says, Rich, my name is blank blank, and I work for blank blank in A&R. I came across your social media, and I think that you really have a great brand. Part of what I do is I scour the internet and social media, and I look for the next upcoming talent, and I think that you fit this bill. Currently, we have spots on our roster that someone like you would be able to fill, all right? We're a small independent record label on Music Row in Nashville. We've been around since 1970, and it's been my job to find guys like you. We work with a number of artists, and to be honest, I think you've got a really great brand, and I think you would fit a slot on my label's roster. Could you give me a call at our soonest convenience? I emailed this individual back and I said, yeah, I'd love to chat. We get to talking on the phone, and he says, you know, any artist, let me tell you about who we are, and he starts talking to me about music, and then he says, let me get some numbers together and let's work on a radio campaign to get some of your music on the radio. To which I said, heck yeah, because guys, if you ever have a chance to get a song to radio still reaches like 98% of Americans. And that number's probably even higher if you're talking about the world, but 98% of Americans radio reaches. So you, if at all possible, you want to be on the radio. So I'm like, radio campaign, heck yes. Like, that's exactly what we want. So he puts together, and put this down for now, but he puts together a plan, a package, and he sends me a PDF of all these different things. And it's actually, it turns out it's going to cost me $15,000 to get this song on the radio for a 6-month campaign. To which I said, no. That just did not sound like a good idea. 15 grand, I could have, recorded like 3 more albums. I could have run promotional campaigns on Spotify for every track I was going to record in the next like 10 years to do that. And it just didn't seem like a good idea to me at the time. And as an indie artist, you got to do what's best for you, and I didn't feel like that was best for me at the time. So I wrote him back and I said, that's just not going to be possible, and I don't have 15 grand. Writes me back and he says, well, great, because you know what? We'll actually do it for $7,500. Half the price. I didn't want money to be an issue, he said. To which, thank you for that. But at the same time, I don't have $7,500 either. I could record 2 albums for that. And so, I decided to not do it. So then he says, well, what are you trying to do with this music? And I said, well, at this point in my life, I'm trying to build a catalog of music. And at this point in my life, I don't know if I want to go off on tour and do all that. I'm pretty grounded, but I haven't given up on the idea of writing music for other people to sing. But I'm trying to build my catalog, and to do that, I feel like I need to record all my music and put it out there, and then reach out to labels like yourself. To which he replied, "That's not a good idea." He said, and it was funny because I actually had a recording session the next day to record Radio Dials. And he said I would call right now and I would cancel it. And I wouldn't record one more thing. I'd move down here to Nashville and I'd work with our songwriters and I'd get you writing some of the best music, because, can I be honest, your music's not really that good. Okay. And I don't think this is the best that you can do. I think that there's probably better music in you that you haven't really pulled out yet. And this was odd for a couple reasons. Number one, dude, you reached out to me. So I kind of got back with him and I was like, look, I don't mean to be frank here, but I know I'm not going to be like a sex symbol. I know I'm not the greatest looking guy on the planet. I'm not an awesome singer, to be honest. I don't sing that well. I'm not super technical, things like that. You're telling me I'm not a very good songwriter, then what the heck is the brand? What brand are you really seeing if none of those things are true? And so I'm like, my brand is this music that's very honest and very direct and to the point. I tried to write it commercially, so it's got hooks and catchiness to it, but it's heavy, it's rock, it doesn't sound like country. But it marries together a lot of my influences, and the bigger thing, and I'm going to stop you right here, the bigger thing is it's the music that I love to make. This isn't me trying to sell crap. Because if this was me trying to sell stuff, I would have moved to Nashville in my 20s and I would have gotten with the label and I would have worked in a publishing house and wrote all the cutesy little songs that, everybody wants to write and all that kind of stuff. But that's not why I do this. I do this because it's my therapy. I do this because these songs help me make sense of the life that I've lived. And a lot of people have come back and said, "Me too," which is the most powerful thing you can say to somebody. Me too. And I do this for all the Me Too's out there. I don't do it to make a bunch of money at this. If I wanted to sell crap, I would have went into business. Love the art of songwriting, and I love watching it take shape, and I love having something tangible to show from my life, and I love when people say, "Me too." And that's why I do it. And if I can't make it singing songs like that, I don't want to make it. So if making it means I gotta move down to Nashville and write a bunch of garbage with other songwriters because you think it would sell more, then I don't want to make it. I'll live my unassuming life and I'll live off in obscurity and never make it. But that will be fine with me. And so I would say this: my songwriting tip that comes out of this, he didn't like my biggest song, "Days of Our Lives," so far. He didn't like, and he said it's too long. It needs to be radio edited. It needs to be all these things, which may or may not be true. But the thing is, Days of Our Lives is literally my life. And you know me, my songwriting tip: write from a place of experience. Don't tell a story unless it's your story. And Days of Our Lives is it, man. Growing up, I wanted to leave my hometown, and everybody wanted to make money and leave, and that town sucked and all that kind of stuff. And then you realize that town really instilled a lot of the things that in my adult life have made me pretty, not pretty successful, but have made me who I am, and I like who I am. And so they gave me grit. They gave me perseverance. They taught me to stick to things when it's hard. They taught me to have just a little bit of the chip on the shoulder, man, which is a great thing to have. I think. Now it's debatable, but I think so. I've gone a lot of places, and I've moved away from my hometown and everything, but that place continues to shape me. And this song is just about all the ways, and I love to drive through it, and I'm thankful every time I do drive through it that it did shape me in those ways. And if I gotta change that to sell a bunch of crap, then I'm not interested, and you shouldn't be either. And so that's my songwriting tip: write from experience, write you, be you, write your story. It's worth telling. It's always gonna be worth telling. That'd be my encouragement to you: be you, be who you are. And that's this song, Days of Our Lives. So we're going to play it for you, and stick around. This is Days of Our Lives. just a little reckless. Speed limits couldn't slow us down. Said we lacked all common senses. I never had much anyhow. Ain't no doubt I felt the fire, getting too close to the flame. Ain't no doubt I'd be a liar, if every time I thought about it now I didn't wanna go back again. Let me put it on cruise control and just let go my mind. Take it back to the good old days, let them play on rewind. Every time I get around this town, it's a matter of time. I got a little less sand in the hourglass, but those are still the days of our lives. We used to say we'd never leave here, but one by one we disappear. Chasing dreams and chasing freedom. We never dreamed it'd be right here. Ain't it funny after all the running, riding so high just to fall. Yeah, you stumble on to something, the one place you left behind. Yeah, you never did leave it all. Let me put it on cruise control and just let go my mind. Take it back to the good old days, let it play on rewind. Every time I get around this town, it's a matter of time. I got a little less sand in the hourglass, but those are still the days of our lives. Yeah, the days of our lives. Staring into that river, can't tell that this is just a glance. I gotta say, gotta reminisce while I still got the chance. I still got the chance. So let me put it on cruise control and just let go my mind. Take it back to the good old days, let them play on rewind. Every time I get around this town, it's a matter of time. I got a little less sand in the hourglass, but those are still the days. A little less sand in the hourglass, but those are still the days of our lives. Days of our lives. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Join us next time when we talk She'll Go Far and how to play on words. Thanks for watching.
Ain't no doubt I felt the fire.